Hi Pisces, this is your general tarot reading for Pisces Sun, Moon and Ascendant for February 2018. And we get this card as your first card, the Moon. How lovely is that, Pisces? Because that's the energy you're going to be feeling at the start of February. All that wonderful moon energy. Let's not forget, it's also talking about the lunar eclipse that is happening for you guys on the 31st of January in your 6th house. So, okay, what does all of that mean? But actually, first, before I continue, I have to stop and sing Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pisces, who are born in February. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, February Pisceans. I hope it's a fantastic time for you. And I know that it begins with the lunar eclipse on the 31st in your 6th house. And that is going to be putting a big focus on your health, your work, your day-to-day routines, how you streamline your life. I mean, I know you guys are so creative and arty and intuitive, very intuitive. And perhaps the lunar eclipse is going to really open something up for you in terms of how to bring that intuitive creativity that you guys have by the bucket load, how to bring that into a more streamlined structure, that instead of just only following the energy and following where the wind takes you, actually putting it into a solid day-to-day routine. And it's something that sometimes for some Pisces it can get very overwhelming to try and do their work and do their creative things with a sense of rhythm. And you are going to, with this lunar eclipse, be forced to look at that. Now it sounds awful, you'll be forced to look at that, but it's really good for you Pisces because you've so much to offer, because you see what we never get to see. You see all that's hidden, as we've two cards coming out here. The first one that popped out is the 2 of Pentacles, and then we have the 10 of Swords. As I said, you get to see what we don't see, and you're saying, yeah, I know, and it's heavy. The stuff I see is sometimes too heavy for other people to see. I know that. I know it gets weird, it gets difficult for you guys sometimes, and it can get so heavy for you sometimes that you feel very sidetracked from being able to just go through life day to day without a care in the world. But I think the energies now in February are going to teach you how to get on with your life without feeling so overburdened. Overburdened as the card of being overburdened pops out. This is the 10 of Wands. So if you've watched my video last month, you know what I'm doing here. You know that I'm talking about the energies, shuffling the cards and waiting for the right cards to come out, especially for you. See, they just jump out. The 10 of Cups. Nice card. And when we have all the cards out, then I turn the camera down and we have a grand overview and a conversation about what's going on in the energy. But you feel it, Pisces, don't you feel it? If anyone feels anything, it's always you guys, but there's magic in the air. There is magic in the air as 2 cards pop out. We have the 7 of Swords and we have the 5 of Pentacles. So more cards, Pisces. And then we look, I can feel it. I'm feeling the energy that you're experiencing as you enter February. It will change halfway through. But as you enter February, Pisces, it's this wonderful, magical, dreamy energy. It's seeing all the possibilities, seeing what can't usually be seen. And it's your happy place to be, because that's your strong place. Other people are strong, you know, working or being bold and daring and blah, 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 which you can be too. I'm not taking that away from you. But really your happy home is in creativity, diving deep into the unconscious, seeing what others don't see. The esoteric world, essentially. I'm guessing a lot of you Pisceans are watching this video because you have a real interest in tarot and because you have a great interest in divination, in going beneath all that is on the surface. Four of Pentacles. We have a couple of Pentacle cards here already, focusing on money and security and often spiritual purpose. So, mid-month, things will change a little bit. We know that Venus is going into your first house. We have the Five of Cups here. 3 more cards, Pisces, and then we're ready to read for you. And that's going to be a fantastic time, mid-month for you, because the start of the month might hold a little bit of fear. Now, don't be afraid when I say this, about your love life. And often about how you look. You will ask questions of yourself like, am I actually beautiful enough? Am I getting old? Do I look tired? Things like that. You'll be focused on the Ace of Swords. And mid-month, all those fears that you have about your appearance will dissolve. That's your word, Pisces, dissolve. They'll dissolve and you'll feel far more radiant and confident in your own sense of personal beauty. And not just personal beauty, but what beautiful things that you produce. We know a great many of you are songwriters, singers, poets, dancers, artists, and great thinkers. And the start of the month might have you questioning whether you're actually doing anything good. You might just stand in front of what you create and say, is this any good, or is it just a pile of egotistical nonsense? And you don't like egotistical nonsense. The Knight of Swords, and 2 other cards just fell down here. The Queen of Wands and the 3 of Swords. So we have an extra card and we'll talk about that. So as I'm organizing here, I'm just still talking, Pisces, just about the energy, because talking about the energy gives you the theme of the month, and then we can interpret the cards to match that theme. So yeah, you don't like to produce anything creative that is overly egotistical, you know? You like it to come from a very sincere place, from a hidden place. You like to find the gem, the treasure, and bring it down into your creative work. And if you have any doubts about whether you're producing anything of quality, or the things that you are offering to the world, if they have any real quality, then they do. The answer is they do, and you'll feel that strongly mid-February. And you'll feel back in touch with your muse, your faith, your source, the place that you channel all the good things from. You're back in touch with it, and you'll be putting it out there in the world for all to see. I love it, Pisces. I love it. What a great birthday gift from the universe. It's ending your doubts about whether you're good enough, and it's reconnecting you very strongly to that source so that you can present it and look like a genuine, authentic, and feel like a genuine, authentic representative of something deeper. Okay? Does that make sense? I don't want to be too deep and esoteric here. I know a great many of you are just coming here to say, well, will I get the job or won't I? What's the lottery numbers? Why is she talking about this stuff? But it is what you need to hear, Pisces. You'll figure that out as the month goes on, okay? Let's move down. Let's go. Let's go. So we know that there is the lunar eclipse. Here is the moon happening on the 31st of January, excuse me, in your 6th house of work, routines and health. Let's not forget that. You might get a great insight as the month begins into how to heal yourself. Perhaps some of you have really been struggling with your health, feeling out of balance, because this card represents balance. And you might get some answers on how to reorganize, rebalance your life, excuse me, so that you feel better in yourself. This also is a guy, look at him here, he's not grounded, he has one foot on the floor. Everything behind him is a bit woo, 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 and he's trying to juggle everything. He has one eye here and not one eye here. So maybe that's what the lunar eclipse will also show you. Do you take your eye off the ball sometimes? Are you not feeling steady and grounded? Should you really encourage more balance to come into your life, particularly into your spiritual life and certainly into your financial life? I think a great many of you will be taking more control over your finances. Now, there's not a lot of energy in the skies talking about finance for you really at the moment, but I do think that that is going to be an issue for you. You're going to have more control over your finances and learn that in order for all things to run smoothly in your life, in your health, even in your creativity, you must develop that wonderful sense of balance, Pisces. And then what happens? Okay, so here we have a very, very, very difficult card. In fact, two difficult cards. The first one talks about feeling absolutely and completely overwhelmed by the thoughts that are going round and round in your mind. I think that you're feeling a little bit down, or have been, and you have been feeling a little bit depressed and perhaps even worried. You have found yourself in a situation as we enter February where you feel a little bit persecuted and tortured in your life. And doubts are a big issue here too, Pisces. Are you doubting things in your love life? Are you doubting what the other person is up to? You're growing suspicious and you're hurt under the weight of all your suspicions and doubts, okay? Now, what I will say here is mid-February, you will be released of this, Pisces, because you will realize that the fears and the doubts that have been coming up for you were only things that were coming up out of your shadow place in the 12th house, because we know you had a lot of energy going on in there. A lot of the fears, I won't say all of them, but a lot of them, suspicions and fears, are coming from your own personal worries. Things from the past. Maybe you were hurt in the past, so you're projecting that onto the people that you love. And you don't have to do that, baby, because mid-February you'll realize that it's not all doom and gloom, okay? Now, we did talk about health and the eclipse coming in to finally fix your health. Have some of you really been struggling with your back? I know this is a very literal interpretation of this card, but it could really be manifesting for you right now with the energies that are surrounding you, Pisces. You have to take time to relax, love. Hold yourself well, hold your head up high, and don't feel the burdens, which this card represents. Don't feel the burdens so heavy on your body. It's time to release those burdens and flow more, okay? And you accept a lot of these burdens. You know that you've a lot of things to carry. People are asking a lot of you. Your time is being demanded. There seems to be so much going on that you just don't seem to have the strength for. And things that you could normally be happy with and potter along with, now you're feeling them as an extra pressure. The good news is, and I'll say it again, Pisces, this passes, my love. It really does. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. And look what you've moved from. Let's examine this. That heavy mind, mental pressure, feeling overwhelmed, like you can't take it anymore, overburdened. See, 10, 10. And then where does it go? Didn't I promise you, Pisces? Mid-February, it moves into the 10 of Cups, which is a complete switch over. For your birthday, my beautiful, you have the complete understanding that you are loved, that you are lovable, and that all the people in your life actually see you as their best thing in the world. They adore you. You are loved, you are adored, and you'll begin to feel it. That's what's most important. You're going to feel the love, Pisces. You're going to feel all that happiness. You're going to be celebrating with your arms up in the air going, hallelujah. Because you'll get it finally. I'm glad after those heavy cards. Now beside that, we have the 7 of Swords. Okay, we do need to talk about this. There are people in your life that you are a little bit suspicious of. Okay, and it worries you and it bothers you. And I think that you've a choice in February, Pisces. You either have to let go of the suspicions that are driving you crazy, or kind of walk away from a good situation, which is perceived as true love. Walk away from an argument, walk away from a fight, walk away from bickering. And this card often represents being a little bit underhanded. If somebody is being a bit sly or underhanded with you, I would say walk away from that energy, because you are feeling the love in February, and you don't need any of this heavy, sly energy is what I'd say. So walk away from any of those struggles and troubles. And like I said, any arguments, they will be resolved, they'll be fixed, because you're going to feel so much better in your own self that these petty trivialities won't matter, okay? And then we move on here to the 5 of Pentacles. Now, this is you feeling left out in the cold a little bit. And I do get that, because you have... You know, the start of the month, you will be experiencing kind of feeling that people are ignoring you, or people are getting on with their lives and not hearing you. In some cases, it could be you with another person or another group of people, and it's like they all have the same sense of humor, or they're all family, or they're all united in some way that excludes you. And you don't like it, and it makes you feel a little bit down in yourself. But you know what? That's not going to last forever. It's not always going to be like that. You will kind of learn how to reintegrate yourself with this situation or with these people. And if you have been feeling, look, these cards are also to do with money and purpose. If you've kind of felt for a while, Pisces, that in terms of money, that other people seem to get advances, other people seem to move on with their careers, other people seem to make money, but you're not, that you're always the last one when it comes to receiving the goodies. Well, that's going to change for you in February, my love. Like I said, you won't always feel so out in the cold. And one way to, encourage that change is to not make yourself feel so small all the time. You do have value. You are worth more, my love, than you give yourself credit for. And, I'm reading these cards and it makes me a little bit sad, because this is your birthday month. And I think that what the cards are trying to give you, my love, is the gift of reminding you that you're worth far more than you really often give yourself credit for. We love you. We think you're the world. We know that you're worth more. And every time you know, you start feeling that you're out in the cold, that you're not getting the good things that you deserve, sometimes you may adopt a position of, oh God, I better just hold on to what I have before I lose that too. You see, sometimes this card represents a poverty consciousness, and I don't want you to have that. Because you know, of all of us, my baby, you know that there is abundance and wealth out there. You have faith in all of that energy. You trust the abundance of the universe. So don't just see that as a wonderful concept. Live it, my beauty, because you, of all people, once you live that life of abundance consciousness, you'll be quicker than all of us to manifest that. Okay? And then we move on here. We move on to the 5 of Cups. Now, I think 2 things are running parallel in your reading here, my love. True love, somebody that you love deeply, perhaps you will in February have a bit of a falling out, or you will be very suspicious of them and you'll confront them and you'll try to pull yourself back from their affections, or something harsh will happen. A change will happen in your relationship. And when it happens, it has to happen, my love, because you've been feeling so burdened, like you've been carrying this relationship. And once you have this conversation, it might go a little bit, you'll perceive it as it being a bit hurtful, and you'll feel sad and disappointed, and you'll feel like you've ruined a good thing. And what you don't realize is you had to have that conversation, my love. It was so important. Sometimes, very often, we try to keep a very healthy, happy, smiley face, hoping that everything will be okay, when it's actually really healthy for us to have those difficult conversations, to voice our fears, to voice the things which are keeping us awake at night and making us feel that it's all a little bit too much. That's healthy, my love, in a relationship. And when you do experience that in February, don't forget that there is still love there. You haven't ruined it. You haven't destroyed it. You've just kicked over all the old way of doing your love. And now you're beginning again with fresh love. See, 2 fresh cups. For some of you, Pisces, your suspicions may have made you enter an argument that, yes, makes you feel sad. But in that moment of sadness, you might realize that there's more than one opportunity for you in love. Maybe that's it, your choice in love. I think for some of you Pisces who have watched the video last month, there was a choice to be made in love. And I think you're now feeling that in February. You're feeling that the choices are there. And that's quite a positive thing, because I think both of them really love you. But you have to turn your back on both of them to have a real rethink about what it is that you want. Here we have the universe opening up and giving you the sword of truth in the 12th house. Now, I'm going to move the camera up here because I want to talk about this. Again, my love, if you watched the video last month, we did say, you know, choose a path and run. There are choices for you, Pisces, in love. And you've now been given the sword to make a clean break. Now, don't be afraid of that, and don't think of this as being all negative. For me, I get the sense that you have delved so deeply into your wonderful world of secrets, into that deep psychological place that you are happy to swim in, and you have found a new truth about you, about your life, about how you want your life to proceed. And in order to make that life happen, you realize that you have to hurt some people along the way. But one thing you certainly don't want to do anymore is you don't want to hurt yourself anymore. And I think that's the key. It doesn't really matter. Yes, it matters, but it doesn't really matter if you have to sever ties and cut your losses. Because what you're really trying to create for yourself, Pisces, is a wonderful new life that might confuse other people. They might not understand your direction, where it is you want to go, how you want to move, but you understand. You know what you're doing. And that's enough. That's enough for now. And now you have the sword to cut through your old life so that you can start again, living a life that you're inspired by. You need your life to be inspired. And I like that, Pisces. What sounds very negative is actually an understanding on your part that your life must have more meaning, more than this. I need more than this. And that's what you're going to manifest. I like it. And then what's going to happen? Well, here's the Knight of Swords. I think you guys got this last month too. It is talking about choosing a path and running with it. So we know this sensation, we know this feeling. But when you do, my love, when you do choose the path and run with it, look how you're going to feel. You are going to feel really good about yourself. She's coming up for a few readings this month. She's a fire energy, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And their energy is all about being strong in themselves, feeling confident, feeling that they're the master of their own world. She has the staff in her hand, which is saying, I'm in control, I know what I'm doing. Even though you don't think I know what I'm doing, I actually do. And she's relaxed in her gold royal finery. And yet look here. Look who's looking into her future. She can afford to be relaxed because the cat, with his night vision, can see straight ahead. And that represents your psychic intuition, your dreams, the place that only you understand, where you can get the signposts and road markings. Your map and compass sits in your house of intuition. So your strength comes from using that fantastic and famous Pisces secret sixth sense. And finally, my love, your last card, the Four of Swords. It's the same thing. Relax, take time out, and pray. I don't know if all of you pray. I don't even know if all of you believe in a higher power. It would be very unusual for a Pisces not to believe in something more than this world. And the February energy is asking you to really dive into it. Very often people say, come on, snap out of it, snap, you're in a dream world, come on, Pisces, snap out of it. For your birthday month, Pisces, it's all about indulging in this. Because once you really gain the strength and confidence from your 12th house of secrets and intuition, once you pray, once you meditate, then you're better able to channel that energy and manifest something so magnificent and beautiful from that. And more importantly than manifesting your art and manifesting physical beauty, you will be manifesting a true life for you. Isn't that what you want, Pisces? Your life. You want your life back. Your way. Pisces, I'm feeling your energy. It's so glowy and soft and dreamy and powerful. And that's what I want you to swim in this February. Pisces, I love you. And I really wish you every success in cutting through and charging ahead in your beautiful life that you have dreamed of. And I'll give you a big kiss for luck. And if this is your first time watching these videos, perhaps you can use your intuition and subscribe and like and share, and come back next time to share more of this. Again, have a wonderful birthday. Love you, Pisces. Bye.